But let's move on to the next Universal Studios update. We're going to jump over to Orlando's resort, and we're starting off with some pretty big news that broke about a day after the last recording that I did. Believe it or not, Universal Studios is now testing out its own version of Lightning Lane single attraction passes. So they're calling it the Express Pass for single attractions. Oh, I'm sorry. They're calling it the Universal Express Single Attraction Access, which is a really long name for that. But basically, it is the same thing as the Disney Lightning Lane. What you can do is, instead of having an express pass, you can just pay a one-time fee to get straight to the front of the line. At least that's what they're promoting. So they just started this off last week, and they're only offering 2 rides right now. They're offering Kong Reign of Terror at Islands of Adventure, and then they're offering this on the Mummy ride at Universal Studios. So what are they charging? They're charging $25 per ride. So that might make you say, why would anybody spend $25 to skip the ride at Kong when usually the longest that ride will ever be is like 20 to 30 minutes on a busy day usually? So why Kong? I have no idea. I guess it's because this is a brand new thing and they're slowly rolling it out, and they don't want to roll it out on a huge ride like Velocicoaster or Hagrid's and cause all kinds of problems. We're going to work out everything on some smaller attractions and see how things go. But I did want to read this here from Attractions Magazine because they bring a couple of good points up. The option may expand or change to other attractions later. A Universal spokesperson told Attractions Magazine, "We are always evaluating our offerings and exploring ways to enhance the guest experience. While Universal Express Single Attraction Access is currently a limited time offering at select attractions, there is a possibility that future availability may expand, change, or vary by attraction." So how do you get access to this? You cannot do this through the app. I can't go on the app right now and check this out. You have to be at the park in person. You'll look for these little A-frame signs that are outside the rides. You'll scan this QR code. That will open up a section of the app where you can purchase the one-time single express pass for $25. Now, I can't confirm, but I did see that it might have dropped down to $20 for a day or two, and it might be back to $25 now. I'm not too sure on that, but it does look like they are experimenting. They're seeing what is going to work, what price options are going to work. My thoughts on this, I don't know if this is going to work well for, let's say, like Hagrid's, right? Because somebody like me, going to the park, I might not do the regular express pass, that I spend, close to $200 on. Actually, yeah, it costs $210 for a Universal Express Pass. Maybe I'll skip out on spending $210 and just do $25 for an Hagrid's ride, right? And then maybe do 2 Hagrid's rides for $50. I can see a lot of the diehards doing that too, and then that would take away a lot of money from Express. So I don't know if that's something they want to do. Maybe they do. I don't know, but everyone's going to be, spending $100 to do 4 rides of Hagrid's back to back to back to back. And it might just, flood up the lines even more than what they have now. I don't know. We're going to have to see. Well, hopefully they will experiment a little bit with Hagrid's. I'd like to see it come to Hagrid's. I'd like to see it come to Velocicoaster and some of the other big rides that are at the theme parks. But this is a pretty big deal. It is exciting for a lot of people. And I say it all the time, but we're just going to see how it all plays out and see if it's worth it for us or if it's a bust. But as of now, you can do this. But I just don't know if it's worth $25 for the Mummy and Kong, because usually the wait times for those rides aren't that bad. You can even get away with jumping in single rider lines for those. So, yeah. Moving on. Speaking of more Universal Orlando upgrades, new things that they're testing, they did raise the pricing for parking at Universal Orlando, but they have introduced a way that you can save a little bit of money, and it seems like they're going to be really pushing for this. So this is coming from Universally Addicted on Facebook. They wrote the other day, Universal Orlando has introduced prepaid regular self-parking at its garages and at Universal Epic Universe. Guests can save $3 on standard self-parking fees by purchasing daily parking in advance for $30. $30 now to park. You can save $3 if you do it online. That's basically the story there. Let's move on. Story number 4, Universal Wicked Store update. So the Wicked Store at Universal Orlando is getting a major update, major upgrade here. Starting on October 31st at noon on Halloween Day, you can enjoy a thrillifying, immersive experience featuring new magic from Wicked for Good. Check out the authentic and replica film costumes, exclusive merch, and more at Universal Orlando. So this is pretty exciting news for those Wicked fans out there. The Wicked Store is going to get a little bit of an upgrade here. Here's a new picture opportunity that you can take with a broom. Here is a new food option, and here is another brand new drink option. These are 21 plus beverages. They look great though. They look delicious. So yeah, if you're a huge Wicked fan, I think there's a little bit more out there as far as like images that you can check out. So you might want to do that on your own time. But we're going to keep it moving. Next up, Rip Ride Rocket Lift is officially gone. I was going to say moved, but no, we didn't move it. It's officially gone. Let's take a look at what it looks like. The skyline without it looks really, really strange. As you can see, big open sky now. We got the crane still there working on the last final piece right here. This is the last piece of Rip Ride Rocket. But look at this iconic spot right here that everybody knows no longer has the lift hill. It is officially gone. And it's just so crazy to me that they did this during Halloween Horror Nights. They did not wait at all. As you guys know, the second that they closed this ride back in, I believe it was August or maybe July or August. But anyway, the second that they closed Rip Ride Rocket, they instantly started knocking it down. And then even through the Halloween Horror Nights festivities, they're still working on it. They're still getting things cleared out of the way. Universal is up to something, man. With this new, whatever's going to replace Rip Ride Rocket, this is something that the park, the park executives, everybody involved, they are all excited about this, and they want to see this, have this new ride pop up as quickly as possible because they're not wasting any time. We've speculated on what could this brand new ride be that's going to be taking this area. Is it going to be a Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster? Are we getting our own? Is it going to be the Ghostbusters ride that they've been teasing? Is it going to be a Back to the Future ride that they've also been teasing? A lot of rumors are swirling out there. But yeah, guys, you can see the official lift tower is gone. And before you know it, they're going to be doing, I mean, they've already started construction on whatever this new ride is. They've put in some footers. They've done some cement pouring and things like that. We just don't know what it's going to be yet. I'm really hoping for, I don't know. I'm going to make a prediction right now. Right after the madness of the holiday season, I think we'll get an announcement on what this is going to be. I'm guessing sometime early 2026, let's say January at some point. And I think it's going to be a big one. It's not going to be something small. I even think there's a possibility that they get rid of the Jimmy Fallon ride and they get rid of all of those buildings that are over there, or a good portion of them. But let's keep it all moving along. Universal Orlando Mardi Gras 2026 early info has been released. So Universal Studios loves to do these seasonal events. They're always a big hit at the parks. Is set for February 7th until April 4th, 2026. It is included with your theme park ticket. This is not some type of extra add-on that you have to pay for. Real quick, this is what they say on the website. It's unforgettable springtime fun for everyone. Enjoy a spectacular parade on select nights, outrageous street performers, vibrant music, colorful costumes, and countless beads flying through the air. Then they're going to have, different food opportunities, different food options that normally aren't there at Universal. Some Cajun specialties and flavors from around the world is what they're promoting. It looks like the festivities are going to be beginning April 7th. That's not too long away. If you are going to the park between April 7th and April 4th, forth, just know that, these kind of seasonal events do bring in a bunch of extra people to the parks. So it is going to increase the park attendance. I will say, if you're somebody that doesn't care about something like this, but you're trying to get to Universal in early 2025, I think a really good time to go to Universal would be anywhere from like the middle of January until the beginning of February. I think that's going to be a nice little 3-week time frame where the parks shouldn't be too busy. It'll be, right after the Christmas slash holiday festivities. Those are, a huge draw. So that will all be finishing. The parks will calm down a little bit. Hopefully the park hours will be back to normal, because I'm not a fan of the parks closing so early during like Halloween Horror Nights. It's really annoying. Yeah, I think it'd be a good time to go right before Mardi Gras starts if you don't care about this kind of thing. And I just want to let you guys know, I did book my next trip. My next trip is going to be from January 31st until around February 5th. And I'm really stoked for it. Main reason why I'm going is because I want to be there for the closure of Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom. But I will be spending a couple of days at Universal Studios as well. If you're considering a trip, I would really, really suggest going around that time. But all right, let's go over to one more Orlando story from Universal. And that is the fact that Finnegan's Bar and Grill is closing for an extended period of time. This is coming from the Kingdom Insider on Facebook, I believe it was. Just a screenshot that I got here. They said Finnegan's Bar and Grill at Universal Studios will be closing its doors in January 2026 for a major year-long refurbishment. A lot of people are speculating that, is it going to come back as Finnegan's, or is it going to be something different? Because a year is a pretty long time, and Universal right now is in like overdrive overhaul mode. They're changing a lot about all of their theme parks. They're not slowing down at all. So for them why would you have to close Finnegan's for over a year? Like what possibly could you do? Like, the only thing I can think of is this restaurant is getting a retheme of some sort, and it's going to be, maybe it's going to be a major retheme. Maybe they're seeing how Disney is stepping up their game with some of their restaurants, the opening of the Beak and Barrel, the Geo 82 adult restaurant that opened up at Epcot this year. Maybe they're noticing that, some of their restaurants aren't that themed and aren't that exciting, and maybe they're going to step it up a little bit. I could see that being the case, because a year is a long time.